can't find. Oh, wait. Oh, here it is. Yay. Because I'm hoping that's going to solve the problem of having it on this extendable metal arm, and for whatever reason, it sounds like I'm underwater when I don't have a lavalier on. And I hope it's not. All right. Like I said, I'm still working on this part of the day. All right. And if you're wondering, yes, I do sleep late. I stay up late. All right, so I'm working on art journaling. I'm going to move the camera in a minute as soon as I get to where I can see comments if there's any, but there's nobody here, so I'm not too worried about it. What am I doing? Okay, here we are. All right, there we are. All right, so let me. It might be that today, the first thing we're going to end up doing is cleaning my space. Hold on, I'll show you. All right, I'm flipping this down. I guess it wouldn't be a live cast if I didn't drop you on your head. Sorry about that, y'all. Why is it not wanting me to do this? Here we go. I think that's right. It's a little high. Move that plate. That's my palette. Maybe if I bring it down a little bit. There we go. Is that better? Move this out of the way. Get this up here. Yay, good morning, you guys. I'm still working on the coffee portion, so excuse me. Yes, I do sleep late. All right, so I've got a bunch of, these are the journals I'm working on currently. And these are the journals that I found, because I have a ton of journals that are like partially done and not completely done. That's a little, see if I could get this a little straighter. There we go. That might be better. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, so yeah, these are the journals that we're gonna, hey Stacy, and from you're using husband's account. Great to see you. Oh, it's good to see you. Yay! Thanks for joining me again. I'm still drinking coffee, and also, if you hear any beep beep beeping, it's because they're roofing across the street. So that's a lot of fun. Okay, so let me. These are the journals that I'm working on. I think this is. Oh yeah, I started working on some faces because I want to practice faces. I might go back into that. Ah, you see, I love these. Yeah, I might go start playing with that. I have this dedicated to faces. Let's see what this is. This, I think, is, oh, this is an old journal that, you see, I have some old journals and I'm debating on whether or not I want to paint over them. This, I think, is a project. Yeah, just like project notes and stuff like that. All right, that over here. And this is also notes. Okay. So these are my working journals. And the reason why I work on so many at once, oh wait, I think there's one more, hold on. So many at once is because as I'm waiting for, no, this is something else. Okay, as I'm waiting for one page to dry or a set of pages to dry, I usually then put some stuff in I work on another spread in a different book. So I might have, 4 books open at once. But I want to show you guys this. This is, you might have seen this on my on my um on my social media. But these are the little patches that I was working on. These are some iron-ons. I got this iron-on paper that will go through my desk printer, and it's not ideal, but they work. It took some finagling, but it works. So I went into Canva, which is where I do a lot of my graphics. I mean, I used to be a graphic designer using, Adobe products, and I'm here to tell you that Canva does the trick just fine. Um, I don't know that it would make perfect files for like an actual print run, but I'm here to tell you that as far as starting you off with some decent graphics, it does just fine. So these are all copyright free images that I found on Canva, and I was specific in searching for copyright free, which means that it's public domain. So anyway, that's what you want to be able to do. Yeah, but I have a set here. There's some of these. Oops, some of these are. I need to flip them because once I iron them on, the wording's going to be backwards, and then this one, it just looked funny having her left hand holding the torch. So yeah, I'm going to go back and flip these. Anyway, so there's that. But I was working on this. Let me show you the page where I kind of worked out those ideas. I'm doing a series, and some of these I'm going to add to um, handmade clothing, and also I'm trying to figure out ways to include some weaving in that, which I think would be pretty freaking awesome. Some little bits of weaving. But this started out as not in this book. Wait, hold on. This book maybe. See, that's the other thing though, is I forget where my notes are for each thing. So yeah, so it started out playing with little compositions, and getting the feel for how I would want to do things, and then mocking it up. And whereas this is going to this kind of mimics some of my art weaving, and there's some ideas. So I feel like these, even though it's not exact, it has that same aesthetic. So that's where I go with a lot of the stuff. Anyway, so I'm doing a series, and I think these will be great on some pieces that I make. And it might be that I make some plain ones and then over dye those. Anyway, I'm still playing with the techniques. But today it's about the art journal, and the reason why I wanted to do a 30-day challenge is because the other day I was having like some creative anxiety where I felt like I wanted to do something, but I was kind of in analysis paralysis, and I'd gotten out of the habit of working in my art journal, and so I decided I needed to do an art journal challenge and to help me get in that groove of working in my book again. And I'm pulling out some of my favorite tools for now. This is if I'm going to just carry around a small amount of stuff, it's going to be this and this. Excuse me. And this has some ephemera. I don't always carry scissors, and I don't always carry an ink pad, so I don't know what that's about. Um, but yeah, so I usually just holds. This is an old photo album. I think I got it at Target for like $1, even if that. And this just holds little bits of ephemera and paper and all kinds of stuff that I want to save to put in my journal later. And this is just a collection of some pens. So I've been doing a lot of pasting in because these are some jelly plate prints that I have been um, making. You see, I do it. I usually do that on like on blank book paper, and I have got tons of this because I've been upcycling books uh, for art journals, and so I'll use these book pages for doing jelly plate prints, and it adds, like, sometimes you can see the wording through it, and it's just a great way to reuse this stuff and add some texture. So anyway, this is my current book, but right now I've been in the place where I've been doing a lot of backgrounds and just preparing a lot of pages to go back into, and then I'll go back into it and either do something like an idea like this, or maybe I might make just a spread to be making a spread. And this is some inspiration. This is Natalie Shannon, and I use I didn't bring it downstairs, but this is I have a little sprocket, one of those little handheld printers for your phone that you can. It's like a little mini printer that prints out these little baby photos, and the paper that it uses is sticker back, so it's perfect for art journaling. So I'll just, a lot of times, if I like something for inspiration, then I'll just print out from my Pinterest and stick these in here, and then that way I'll have reference, for when I decide to, anyway, do some stuff. So I thought today I would just do some doodling on one of my backgrounds, just because you could, wait, is this one? Yeah, you can see I've been working on lots of backgroundy stuff. Let's see here. This book's almost done. I could go back into some of these and just, here's where I was going through the phase where I did a lot of dot backgrounds. And so this is this pen. I love this pen because it's got that big old inky brush. I'm going to play with that. That's what I'm doing today. All right. Now that I am 15 minutes into this live cast, let's see. I am going to pick a page, any page. I say that and I keep flipping through. Wait, okay. This one doesn't have, oh, you know why? Because this one was upstairs. This one, I think, has, yeah, this has some good backgrounds already in it. Oh, I love it. I don't know if you guys can see the glitter on this one. All right. And I'm going to start on this spread. And I'm just going to do some doodles. Nothing fancy. Just kind of playing with some images. And this isn't directly with a project in mind. This is just something to get my creative juices going. I'm going to start with some, I don't know. I'm going to start with this pen. I'm going to do more of what I did on that other one. I'm not going to overthink it, even though I am kind of. Let's start on this page. I like it when it breaks over onto a different page, because then that way it kind of makes the whole, and instead of being two pages, it brings it together as one big old composition. But you don't have to have a fancy pen to do this. As a matter of fact, you know what? This could even be India ink and a brush, or or it could be paint, watercolor. Or it could just be pen. And it doesn't have to be a fancy pen either. I'll show you. Let me finish this. All right. See, I could even just go with a regular old these. I love these Sharpie little felt tip pens. I love these. So you could even, let me go through and do another one on this side. I don't know if you guys can hear the beep beep beeping. They are working on, they're re-roofing across the street from me, and sometimes I wonder if they just back those big forklifts down the road just so it will beep beep beep. I kind of like the fatter line. That's okay. I can go back over it if I need to. Actually, I might. Let me try this. I might double this line. This. Huh. I don't know how I feel about that. My OCD wants to cover up those lines too. All right. Maybe I'll start to fill that in. Oh, kind of like that. I could do that and then go back through. And I've got comments on. Yeah, so the reason why I'm doing this 30-day challenge. So as I was saying, I kind of had a little anxiety, where you feel like you want to do something creative and then you just get an analysis paralysis, and I've just, a lot of times when I'm in that space, I would do an art journal page, and I wasn't even in that space. I just wasn't where I could just relax and sit down and do it. And I thought, you know what, it's time for an art journal challenge. And it's because a lot of times when I get in that place of analysis paralysis, I'm overthinking my art journal. And generally, my art journal is not something necessarily for public consumption. It is because I'm a YouTuber, an artist YouTuber, sharing what I'm doing online. But I mean, there's spreads that I won't share with you guys just because they're a little on the personal side, but for the most part, I mean, it's just a lot about my creative process. For a while there, I even in my journal, I would kind of, for especially last year, going through my crazy living situation, I spent a lot of time not like writing thoughts in my journal because that information was being used against me. It wasn't cool. So I, when I would write in my journal, I would do it in a way where it can't really be read. I'll show you. Let's see. I think I've got a page in here. No, wait. I saw it. This one. Yeah, where I'll like write in, but it turns it into a really pretty design. See if I can find it. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I can't find it. All right, wait. Maybe it's in this one. This is it. I mean, a lot of times these are notes on like some clay pieces I made. A lot of times, and I think I shared with you guys that on Friday. I mean, I got into the habit of just like expressing with pictures. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, I used to journal when I was much younger, just like brain dump. I can't really look. This is a doodle. I love this. All right, never mind. Anyway, but yeah, you can. So I got a lot of times art journaling is just it'll calm my brain down. It's a meditative way. I don't necessarily have to like have all the ideas of all the art I want to do. I mean, it's a great place to hammer that out, but sometimes you just want to make something, and whereas slow stitching is slow, art journaling is fast. So it's easy to like harness inspirations, especially like, I taught that art journaling class in Taos. And I mean, part of the reason is because we're in this beautiful place and you want to harness inspiration from the landscape, which was the whole purpose of going to Taos for these fiber art retreats, is because it's this beautiful place and the light is just so different and it's gorgeous. And it's it's better to be able to harness those inspirations in your art journal and then use them later for pieces because you can only, knit, weave, crochet slowly. And then that way you can have those inspirations like when you go to the yarn store or when you're, picking stuff up for your weaving. See, I was thinking if I could go back into this. Let's see. If I can go back in with a white pen. See, I usually try to keep a couple of white pens around because it feels like they get there. Too shiny. Sometimes they get kind of mucked up. This one's not. That's a cheapy one. Let's try the jellies. There we go. Try this jelly. No. All right, I might have to go back into that. That's the one thing I just don't like about jelly writers is that they're not consistently. Although I find this brand, the Uniball Signo, to be a little more consistent as far as giving me ink. Okay, here we go. Maybe I'm just being called to embrace this imperfect. Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's better. I don't hate it. Okay. All right. It's almost 10:30, and I'm going to leave this here. Wait. You know what? I'm going to finish the coffee. And before I leave, I'm going to do something on this page. Maybe I'll just do another one of. No, I want to do a. You know what? I'm just going to start with another one of those stems, but I'm not going to go all the way up. Okay, and then I think maybe what I might end up doing is putting I could even like put something down like make a circle something or other. I'm gonna let it fester for a little bit. I'm gonna leave it. You know what? I'm gonna leave all my stuff right here, and I will be back here in the morning. All right. So that's my quick down and dirty. Not 20 minutes. It ended up being 30. But I'll be back in the morning over coffee. So a quickie. Yay. All right. Enjoy your day. I will see you guys tomorrow.